How's it going, everybody? Doing a original PlayStation game collection here today. PS1. I think I have at least two, maybe three different games. In this one from the last time, which was, I think it said 7 months ago. I looked it up. Because sometimes if I did like a PS1 collection 2 months ago, I probably would hold off. Most of these games actually have come garage sales in the past like 3 years. It's one I want to pick up some games for as well. I think it's the PS1 and the original Xbox are the ones I want to, at least older systems, focus on. I'd say a little bit of the N64, but there's not a lot more I want to get for that system. Because there's a few games I would want that I had when I was younger, like Star Fox and stuff, but I don't want to go nuts with that one. And it's even more expensive. But I said in the past a bunch of times I did not have a PlayStation. When I was younger, I had a Nintendo 64. I think that was when the PlayStation came out in 95, right? Or like fall 95, I would have been in 11th grade. I knew about it, but I didn't care because I was all about Nintendo, and then I got the N64 fall of 96. If I looking back, I should have just asked for the PlayStation at some point too, over that time span, because there's tons of games on there that I would have enjoyed. I enjoyed the Nintendo 64, but PlayStation would have opened me up to a ton of games, some of which I ended up playing way later on, but anyway, I'll just start grabbing them from here. The first one is a Midway Arcade's Greatest Hits, the Atari Collection 1. This is one that came from a garage sale with those other games I'll show you. This has Asteroids, Battlezone, Centipede, Missile Command, Super Breakout, and Tempest. All classic games from the original Atari 2600. Some of which still hold up. Some Atari games, like I'm talking like you have the originals, hold up. A lot don't. Actually, these first three all came from that same garage sale. Tecmo Super Bowl. I have played some of this one. This one is also complete. This was fun. This one actually has 3 different angles you can play on. I thought it was just like the vertical one, and then I realized you could change it to the classic one. What season is this? 96, I guess. I did play some, and the gameplay was not as like classic as the original, like first 2 or 3. Definitely the NES ones, and like that first one that was on the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. Tecmo Super Bowl. But this is also just Tecmo Super Bowl. But it was fun. These games are classic. Their gameplay is so just smooth and fun. It's not. It keeps stats and stuff. It's cool, but it's not like your Madden type. Madden became more of like a simulation football game than it's earlier, you know. But they haven't made these in a while. They made that random one for the DS. I think that didn't have the real teams because EA, after NFL 2K5 was sold for $20 out of the gate and was like universally acclaimed. My personal favorite game. EA got pissed and then bought up the NFL license because that's kind of shit EA does. But they can't go back and take the players out of these old games. Need for Speed High Stakes. I don't even know if I think I might have threw this one and just tested. Same thing, it came from that garage sale. I'm kind of a fan of, it's a nice looking disc actually. I'm a fan of, some racing games, not a ton. I like the Burnouts, I like F-Zeros. I have like some Need for Speeds, you know, over the course of the years. honestly don't know if I'll ever play this one. I might end up just selling it at some point. But for now, it is in my collection. Another garage sale one. Like I said, most of these garage sales. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It has a little busted thing. This came from all those ones I got when I got like 7 Harry Potter games at that one garage sale. A couple of GBA ones. This one and 3 for the GameCube. I think I literally got 3 versions of Chamber of Secrets. I think I got the GameCube one, this one, and the Game Boy Advance one. That's kind of funny. I did play some of this on the GameCube back in the day. I think this one varies a little bit than the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox ones. I remember enjoying it though. I mean, if you're into Harry Potter and just kind of adventure games in general, you're gonna have some fun with it. Got the broken hinge there. This would have been late too. This is 2002. But Sony always, like, I'll give Sony that for sure, is that it's almost at a detriment because they will support, still, when a new system comes out, they will support the previous system for a while. Like the PlayStation had games, you know, the PS2 came out in 2000 and they're probably still pumping out a decent amount of games up until like 03 or 04. Same thing with the PS2. The PS2 was getting Persona 4, God of War 2, like after the PlayStation 3 had already come out, like they were getting heavy hitters. But it kind of hurt the PS3 at first for sure, that they were still making games with PS2. I can't remember what, I might have got this at the garage sale. I got those other games like Jaws Unleashed and the one Madden 20, I think. NFL Street, stuff like that. NFL Blitz, no manual for this one. The NFL Blitz is just arcade-style football games where you can throw guys and stuff. I think you have to go 30 yards for first down. A lot of interceptions and stuff like that. But it's fun arcade-style action like an NBA Jam. Or then they made NHL Hits, or the Slugfest games. Another garage sale pickup. This is back in 21, I believe. Gran Turismo, the first one. How many discs? This is only 1 disc, I think. But for some reason, it came in. Oh god, I think it came in a dual. Oh my god, this case is badly cracked. I want to say it came in a bigger case, the dual case, because the manual is like super big. Oh god. This thing's not even gonna close properly. There it goes. I didn't realize this thing was so busted up. Even if you look at the cars here, the graphics are still pretty good. For every system, the racing games, certain games are always like showpieces. Like racing games always look like fantastic on new consoles. It's always like the benchmark. Like, let's see how this racing game looks. But these still look pretty good. But this is the first Gran Turismo. I know a lot of people love these games. Here's one I got from East End Gaming. I had this originally on the PC back when it came out. Urban Chaos. This is like the millennium's approaching, and people are going nuts in the streets committing crimes. And you play as either her, it says her name on the back, Darcy Stern, or Roper McIntyre. Hand-to-hand fighting, you get all types of different weapons. Command to fire different vehicles. I do remember enjoying this back in the day, and I saw that on the PlayStation, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to pick it up, play more of it. Because this was 2000 maybe. 99. I think this is like $14.99. It kind of reminds me of like a Under the Reckoning in a way. But that was more of the Gauntlet style. This isn't. This you do more like objectives and stuff. And here's the last one from that came from that one garage sale with Need for Speed and stuff, but it's the heavy hitter of the bunch. Resident Evil is the director's cut, greatest hits version. There is a black label version of this as well that sells for more, but this one still sells well. But this one now was re-released, I guess, and the director's cut supports the dual shock controller when they added the thumbsticks. They added some other stuff too, I think. It just says enhanced release. Oh, new camera angles and character graphics. It's classic. Like I said, I didn't play it when it came out. My first experience with Resident Evil back then was Resident Evil 2 on the Nintendo 64. My first experience with this game was actually on... I saw some of this played, but I never played it myself. My first experience was the remake on GameCube. I remember my friend was at college at the time, and this just came out with like 96 originally, or 97. 97, I guess. And I just remember him saying, like, yeah, everybody was like, went to a dorm room and someone was playing this, and everybody was like just enthralled. They were all like gathering around watching him play this game. It was a game changer in a lot of ways, Resident Evil for sure. It's cool having this one. I might eventually sell it at some point, but I'm going to hold on to it for now. I got no reason to get rid of it. Just another greatest hits, another garage sale pickup Driver 2. I actually have the black label one too, but it only has, I don't know where it is, I threw it in a bin. It only has the first disc, it only has one of the discs. This one has both. This is a buck somewhere, I think. But I guess the first one you could only stay in the car. Now you can get out and do some on-foot missions. I don't know. I think I played a tad of this. There are 4 new cities: Chicago, Havana, Rio, and Las Vegas. Once again, another game that graphically looks pretty decent. Still. Birthday, Final Fantasy Origins. So this is Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 2. And they're redone. They're actually graphically redone. And special features apparently. And this also has cutscenes. So that's actually cool. And this disc just looks awesome. That's awesome. I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's Garland or not. I think I got this one for $1 at a garage sale as well. This is 21, I think. This was here as well. Nice. I've come across this game before multiple times. Final Fantasy 7. This is weird because this is the final. Right, the greatest hits should have it here too. This is like the black label front. Like it's like somebody mishmashed the case together. But it's definitely the greatest hits discs, because these discs would have, I think the original version, they would have been all white. Right now they're kind of clear. It's got the manual as well. Nice color manual also. And quite possibly the greatest game ever made, says Game Fan Magazine. It's cool just having this, even though I have the remake, well, the first part of the remake. But I've played a bunch of the remake. I've only played maybe like 2 or 3 hours of this one. And that came when I had it on the, I downloaded it on PS3. It was like a $10 game. The other PlayStation games were like $5 or $6. This one was 10. And it was fun. I just, for whatever reason, like everything else, I just stopped playing it. I know people love it though, and it is good. The remake's fantastic. My personal favorite is 6 or 3, Final Fantasy 6, the one that came right before this. I think a lot of it too is like kind of the first ones you play. Well, that was the third one I played. I think when you have your era of playing Final Fantasy, those first ones, I think you really enjoy them. I really like 10 as well though, and 15. I like them a good amount of them. But a lot of people love this one. And And here's the other one, my birthday pickup that came a couple days late. Final Fantasy Chronicles. This is Final Fantasy 4. It was 2 here, 4 there, and Chrono Trigger, which I've never played. That was a Super Nintendo game originally. That's why I wanted this too. And Final Fantasy 2 is really good. I don't like it as much as Final Fantasy 4. I don't like it as much as 6, but it's still good. There's the manual. Oh, I actually have Final Fantasy 4 in the PlayStation 2. For a second, I was like, wait, where's that disc? It's cool that even back then they were putting these kind of compilation type things out. I thought that's really cool. And I think 4 also has cutscenes in it. Yeah. New magic monsters, items, CG, cinemas, and added features. And the last one here is the sequel to Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross. I need to play this. I had opened it. It looks cool. See, this one's greatest hits, and it has the white disc, but I feel like it'd be clear. The original Final Fantasy 7s were definitely like a white disc like this, right? I got this off of Amazon. It was supposed to be like 20 new, but I had a gift card. It was like $10, which is a good price. This is one I actually really do want to play. And this would have been... It's kind of weird because it says 2000. But I thought Square and Enix merged after Final Fantasy X, which would have been 01. Maybe this originally came out in 2000 and the Greatest Hits version came out later. But it doesn't say that. Enix has made like ActRaiser and the Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest games, and a bunch of other shit. And Square is making Final Fantasies and stuff like this. And a bunch of other stuff. But I think Enix is actually the one that absorbed them. Oddly enough, you'd think Square would be the bigger dog, but they were not back then. But yeah, that's my original PlayStation collection. I do want to get some more games for that system and kind of actually put some time into it. But thanks for checking this out. And